From the Centennial State to the Buckeye State to the Empire State. You know, we can learn a lot about our country by our state nicknames. Those would be Colorado, by the way, which became a state in 1876. Ohio, home of the Buckeye tree, and New York, which is just a bit bombastic, isn't it? The Empire State, really? Anyway, here we have Idaho, the gem state. But why? Well, you're probably aware it's because of the abundance of rare minerals that have been found in all corners of the state, from the star garnet to the opal. But what about Gem County? There's got to be a lot of rare rocks there, right? Well, as Hunter Funk explains, think again.
Idaho's been known as the Gem State since it became a territory in the 1800s. You would think maybe that would be our first county name in the state.
They get to call it what they want if they get there first.
But the first one named was Owyhee County in 1863. By 1915, 35 other counties were established. Then finally, in came number 36, Gem County. With 44 total counties, it was one of the last few to be named. So why Gem?
In early 1862-63, when gold and silver discoveries are making this region attractive to Euro-Americans, to American settlers, there are a couple early settlers who arrive in the Payette River Valley.
The gem in Gem County wasn't describing the rare stones settlers were after, but rather the richness found in the land. Pioneers settling near the Payette River quickly discovered that the region was ideal for agriculture, especially in Emmett.
There was also a reference to the gem of the Payette, that is, you know, the best town on the Payette River. Places like McCall, places like Payette itself might take issue with Emmett being the gem of the Payette, but the idea of, of Idaho, gems, that sort of thing was already well in play.
The water made for great irrigation, the soil was fertile, and the farmers along the river started raising crops to supply the Boise Basin mines. Several irrigation projects made the area grow as the major service center for a farming and fruit growing valley. Besides agriculture, what's considered the other gems in Gem County?
Logically, it makes sense to me.
Some might say Idaho Governor Brad Little is one after growing up there. Or maybe the history that still stands in downtown Emmett.
That sort of commercial core of historic buildings, and there are dozens of wonderful, important historic buildings that contribute to the character and feeling of that town. I love the Gem County Courthouse. It was built in the late 1930s as a part of our National New Deal efforts to put Americans back to work, designed by the Boise firm of Turtelot and Hummel, and sort of an interesting mixture of classical elements and Art Deco elements.
Outside of Emmett,
if you look further, you'll see wonderful historic places like Black Canyon Dam, critical to the economy, the agricultural history of Gem County.
There's also the Roystone Hot Springs, which have been around since 1923, and Ola's Community Hall, the two-room schoolhouse, and church built in 1910, they're still being used today. While Gem County's treasures might not sparkle in the literal sense, the true gems of the region lie in its people, history, and agricultural legacy. Now, I am also taking suggestions. We didn't get to Sweet, so anyone who's been to Sweet knows people from Sweet. Because it's located in Gem County, I am dying to know just how sweet it is in Sweet, Idaho.
There's not much there in Sweet, Idaho.
Right?
So, I mean, the choices have to be pretty few.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a shop I don't know about that we gotta highlight, but I felt like that was the one spot that we really missed out on.
All right, sweet. We got any suggestions for what's sweet in Sweet?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Sweets?
Sweet.
Sweet.